Hello everyone, this is Michelle from Divine Intuition and welcome to this all signs reading. So right now we are in full moon in Sagittarius, so today is actually the full moon. So I was just thinking to give you guys a little reading today. I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot today, and I'm also going to be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards, okay? Oh, actually, no, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, okay? Because I think we may need some healing for the heart today, so I'll pull one of those cards out too. Okay, so I think I'll start off with the water signs, okay? Now, I'm going to be uploading the water signs for the love readings pretty soon, probably either tomorrow or tomorrow morning or the next day after, probably the morning after that day, but it'll be soon. So I'll start off with the water signs first, seeing that I'm pretty sure you guys are patiently waiting for your reading. So I'm very grateful for you guys being patient for your reading. Okay, so I'll start off with the water signs. So I'll start off with Pisces, okay? So this is just a general reading for everyone. It could be love reading, depends on what message Spirit has for you. Okay, so this will be for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll see what's in store for you guys for the next 2 weeks. Okay, all right, let's start with Pisces. Let's see. Oh, okay. We have the Queen of Cups, Pisces. So the Queen of Cups is definitely a water element. So Pisces, you may be feeling very in tune with your sensitivity, with your emotions this next 2 weeks. The moon does bring out certain emotions that we need to purge. Sometimes it just enhances our sensitivity, our creativity, because the moon is very connected to that as well, very connected to creative energy. So you may be connected more with your creative energy in these next 2 weeks, much more sensitive than usual. So make sure you take care of yourself these next 2 weeks. Make sure you nurture yourself and focus on passive hobbies. I think that will help you to center yourself, and anything that you want to focus on. By centering, you'll have more energy and more focus on it, and by focusing on positive hobbies, maybe even reading books or doing something creative, that's going to help you kind of connect to your feminine nature. Okay, so you're definitely going to be much more psychic these next 2 weeks. If this is not related to you, you could be connecting to someone who is like the Queen of Cups. You may be interacting with them, connecting with them. You're definitely enjoying the vulnerability perhaps you both are sharing with each other. So you guys are definitely sharing your emotions together. So this is a very, very sweet individual, very gentle, very kind-hearted. So this person can help you in some sort of way. The Queen of Cups are known to be healers at the same time. So Queen of Cups can definitely help you in whichever wounds you may have, whichever she's also kind of like a counselor or a psychologist. So if there are certain things that you want to discuss that have been troubling you, the Queen of Cups is a perfect person to go to. Okay, now this could probably be another person. If not, this can probably be you as well. You can be much more connected to your compassion, and you may be giving that compassion to others. All right, so let's see what else we have for Pisces. Rest and reconsider. So there's a lot of contemplation with you right now, Pisces. There's a lot of things going on at this time. You may be a little bit in the fence. You may be a little bit defensive with certain people, on guard with your emotions. Perhaps people haven't been treating you that well lately. And this has really made you kind of defensive and kind of want to isolate yourself or rejuvenate yourself, because it's been quite a struggle for you, Pisces, to really prove your point, to make people understand what you mean. And a lot of people can be against you, and that can be quite draining, and that can really hurt you emotionally. So Spirit is really asking you to kind of withdraw for a bit, and try not to shield yourself completely, because you do need support, emotional support, okay? But it is good to step back a bit and rejuvenate yourself if you have been encountering any obstacles, Pisces, okay? And maybe somebody with a kind nature that has this water element can help you, can be a guide for you, okay? And can really nurture you in that sense. She is a very nurturing individual. Queen of Cups are very sweet and nurturing people. And if you do rest and reconsider your choices, you're really going to tune in to that creative part of you, and you probably can also bring forth the Queen of Cups kind of nature, do some healing work, and that's really going to soften you up a bit, Pisces, okay? It's really going to enhance perhaps your psychic ability, because you are Pisces, so you can really connect to this archetype of the Queen of Cups, okay? All right, so let's see who's next. So I'm just going to put these cards away. Okay. So let's do Cancers now, okay? All right, Cancers. So let's see what Spirit has to say for you, Cancers. King of Swords, Cancers. So you may be dealing with somebody who is highly intelligent, very logical in their way of thinking, and could be a little bit cold in his approach, in his words, a little bit cold when it comes to dealing with certain situations. Now, this is because they've been dealing with a lot of hardships in their lives, and they do see people's masks, and they know that people can be two-faced sometimes. And so because they've experienced things that are quite hurtful in life, and have dealt with pain and sorrow, they've become a little bit too cautious with dealing with certain people. So you may be dealing with somebody who is like the King of Swords, who could be a little bit more cautious in his interaction with you. This could be a lawyer that could be helping you out in some sort of way, but definitely somebody who's very highly intelligent, who's good with paperwork, I feel, or writing, so maybe somebody can be going over your scripts or going over your essay or something like that. I feel like he is a great support when it comes to logic thinking and analysis. So yeah, I think this person's going to be an influence for you. I feel like in a positive way for the next 2 weeks. Now, if this is not somebody externally, this could be related to you. Maybe you feel that you are the King of Swords this next 2 weeks, and you're dealing with things much more cautiously, much more careful. You're taking precautions, and you're really researching things and figuring things out in a logical manner. I think sometimes this is good for us, because sometimes it's good to give out our emotions. And Cancer, you're a very lovable individual. You show people your heart and your warmth, but sometimes we have to be cautious with certain interactions with other people, or certain things regarding our life that require us to be more mentally focused, I feel, right? So that's the message for Cancer. So either somebody's going to be helping you out that have these King of Swords qualities, or you may be interacting with somebody who is like the King of Swords, or perhaps it's just you who is like the King of Swords the next 2 weeks. And I think it's for positive reasons, I feel, okay? But at the same time, it's not really good to stay that long as the King of Swords, because then we get very detached from certain situations and don't allow people to come into our world. And it can become a very cool world when we become like the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords. So try not to maintain in that state for too long, okay? So let's see what else Spirit has to say for you. Moving on, yes. So this connects with the King of Swords a lot, because moving on is about letting go of old attachments that you've had to deal with in your life, kind of not feeling emotionally connected with them, perhaps with people that you know, perhaps family members, perhaps friendships that have outgrown now, that you've outgrown. there's no much for you right now here. There's no connection for you, or there's no form for you to move on or to grow. I think you've reached an end of a chapter, I feel, Cancers, and I think it's time to move on to higher grounds. And it is painful to let go of people that you're highly connected and emotionally connected and you care about, but it feels like things have become dull and you've outgrown these situations, and I think it's time for you to move on to a better place, to higher grounds, I feel, and to grow spiritually as well. I think it's for your highest good, that's why. So you're really trying to think more logically the next 2 weeks in regards to certain situations and try not to be too attached to certain things. I think that's the issue with Cancers, is that they tend to be very attached to situations and to people, even if it's not good for them. So I think Cancers are gonna be able to have that strong willpower to move on forward in things that are much more better for them, right? And being able to let go of things that don't serve them anymore, right? All right, so that was Cancer. So let's see for Scorpios. Let's see what we have for Scorpios. Six of Pentacles. Okay, Scorpio. So somebody's definitely going to be helping you out the next 2 weeks in regards to finances, in regards to anything that you want to progress on at this time. Six of Pentacles is the card of charity work. It's the card of having an equal level of exchange with other people. So either somebody's going to be helping you out or you're going to be helping somebody out. Either way, there is a mutual understanding between the both of you. There is an exchange of support, and I think you're going to need it for these next 2 weeks. And whichever situations you're dealing with, any errands you're dealing with, any things that require help, don't be afraid to ask for help. I think they're willing to help you out, and perhaps maybe you're going to be helping them out later on as well. So it's the law of equal exchange, and whether you're going to be helping somebody else or somebody's going to be helping you, accept the help and allow yourself to give to others as well. I think they're going to need it. You're going to have a lot of support also, I feel, in the next 2 weeks, probably from Spirit as well. They're going to give you some advice as well, and that's going to help you out a lot in the next 2 weeks. So definitely I do feel that support is coming your way. All right, Scorpio. All right, let's see what else the cards have to say for you. Helpless and hopeless. Okay, I get the impression that you are overthinking things, I feel, Scorpio. I think you feel a little bit tied down with certain situations, and I feel like you feel this sense of trap because of fear. I think fear is just stopping you at this time, Scorpio, and I feel like you shouldn't overthink things. When we overthink things, that's when we tend to, start to get anxiety, start to be anxious about a situation, or get frozen and stuck. And this is the card of being frozen and stuck. So you will feel frozen, you will feel stuck, but that's because you're overthinking. And that's because you're too scared to progress forward. I think you're too much in your comfort zone, Scorpio, and I think it's time to move on forward and not overthink. I feel like you're getting a lot of support here, from Spirit. So either somebody's going to help you or Spirit is going to help you. And I feel like Spirit may also help. I think it's mostly Spirit, your spirit guides and the universe pushing you forward towards perhaps a new direction, giving you possibilities of new opportunities coming forward for you. And I feel like you're kind of torn, you don't know where to go. There's 2 options here and you're kind of in the middle, and I feel you're kind of stuck and frozen. And I think the only reason why you're stuck and frozen is because you're just overthinking and you're too scared to get out of your comfort zone. Okay, Scorpio. So I think the message for you for the next 2 weeks is work on having the courage to try new things, to try and expand yourself, right? You have to grow, you have to learn, you have to evolve. So I think it's very important that you push yourself into doing things that you haven't done before, I feel. So make sure that you don't let that ego take control of you, or that mind to tell you all these negative things that aren't true, all these negative possibilities that you may think may may happen. I don't think, those haven't even been manifested. They're just in your thoughts. They're just possibilities. So try to be more optimistic. Try to think more positive about the outcome. And I think that's going to help you move on forward. If you just switch, your mindset into negative to positive, that's going to help you a lot. Okay. All right. So that's the message for Scorpio. So that's the message for the water signs, okay? So let's start with the fire signs. Okay, fire signs, let's see what we have in store for you, for my lovely fire signs. So let's start with Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what message Spirit has for you. Okay. Four of Cups. So Sagittarius, you have the Four of Cups. You've been getting the Four of Cups a lot too. I think I remember this in your love reading as well. So you're just a little bit dissatisfied about the situation right now in your surroundings, Sagittarius. You're not quite fulfilled. There's still some things that you're missing. You still have that kind of empty feeling within you. You are getting opportunities around you and offers, but there just nothing seems to fulfill you at this time. You really need to work on that. You really need to discover why you're feeling like this and why certain things are not giving you a level of dissatisfaction and boredom. So make sure you really tune into what you really desire. Maybe the things that are approaching you are not really what you long for, are not really what you desire. And so you really have to do that inner healing within yourself to really figure out what is it that you're missing in life. What is it that you truly need, right? And I think doing some inner work, reflection, and viewing your life in general, and analyzing the things that brought you joy. So, you can just write down a list of things that you've done in your life in the previous 5 years of your life, let's just say, and then circle the parts that really brought you a lot of joy and happiness, right? So you can write all the lists about your jobs and job opportunities or interactions and relationships or family members that you've encountered. How was their interactions? How did you feel? How did you feel when you had this job? Or, what really, like, if you really be honest with yourself, Sagittarius, you really figure out what were the things that brought you inner joy and fulfillment. And I think that's going to be a clue to why certain things don't satisfy you. Okay, Sag? Now, you could be getting an offer from somebody, a love offer, but you seem to be still pretty reserved and not really accepting the offer for some reason. And I think has to do with this dissatisfaction that you have to work on and really figuring out what it is. I think once you've healed that part of yourself or really realized what is your true intention, what brings you joy, I think you'll be able to open up to relationship opportunities, I feel, right? But do those exercise. I think that's going to help you a lot, Sag, in order to figure out what is that you truly want, right? So, okay, let's see what other messages we have for you, Sag. Okay. Solar plexus. Okay, so we have that fire, that solar energy power in your in your belly area. You're really gonna intensify that this next 2 weeks. So what is this saying? It's saying that I think you have to heal that part of yourself. You have to learn to gain more confidence in certain situations that you're encountering, to trust in yourself and to trust in your interactions with other people and to believe in yourself. I think certain things have been wounded perhaps, and the solar plexus, for example, I think it needs a little bit more healing for this next 2 weeks. So work on your solar plexus chakra. There's a bunch of healing meditations on YouTube that can help you heal your solar plexus. There's so many exercises out there that you can work on, getting crystals to heal the solar plexus as well. That's going to help you a lot. Get a citron crystal by purchasing a citron. Just place it on top of your belly area, close to your belly button. I think it's 2 fingers above the belly button, and I think that's where the solar plexus is. And just meditate on it while you hear a meditation video online. There's a lot of healing videos like that online. So yeah, work on the solar plexus. I think by working on the solar plexus, you'll be able to heal old wounds and probably figure out why you have this level of boredom around you, this level of dissatisfaction. And I think once you really get to the core of that, you'll be able to have more confidence in what you want to do, understand your path a bit more, and and be more confident in your approach to relationships as well, and trusting your own sense of judgment. I think that's what it is. Okay. All right, so that was for Sagittarius. Let's take a look at Leos. Okay, Leos. So let's see what message we have for you, for the Lions. Okay, my lovely Lions, let's take a look at what message is in store for you. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. Sorry about that. The camera got cut off, so I had to press record again. So Leo's got the Queen of Swords. So Leos, you may be a little bit cautious these next 2 weeks. Cautious with your interactions with other people, being a little bit more reserved than usual, not giving too much of your emotions. Probably something has hurt you, maybe something has affected you, and so you're not really putting in the effort in the next 2 weeks emotionally to give your part. I feel you're keeping your distance at this time and not really giving much of yourself, or thinking more logically than usual in certain situations that you have to deal with. So maybe you are dealing with certain paperwork or certain maybe taxes or just certain documents that require you to use a lot of more of your logic mind than your emotional side. So you may be dealing with certain things in a more analytical way, in a more logical way. Maybe your interactions, you're trying not to give too much emotionally because you have to deal with certain things that require you to do what's best for you, Leo. So Leos, you're definitely on ice for the next 2 weeks, but for good reasons, okay? For things that you have to be responsible of, I feel. And I feel it's okay to, still stay a little bit reserved or on the fence. And I think there's nothing wrong with this. It's just that if we stay a bit too long like this, we lose the connections with other people. So we tend to isolate ourselves way too much, and that can really affect our interactions and our relationships with others, or even be able to experience, the beauty and the abundance of life, right? This could be you, or it could be somebody else who is like the Queen of Swords, who could be making you, giving you advice, I feel. So it could be somebody that is not that in tune with their emotions. They kind of are stepping back. It's pretty hard to approach them. So you may be finding it difficult to approach this individual at this time. They may be a little bit more logical and just more cautious when it comes to relationships. So they are pushing themselves back in that sense. So this could be either you, or this could be somebody else that is acting like the Queen of Swords at this time. Okay, so let's see what message Spirit has for you. We have well-deserved reward. Great. So this means that a lot of the hard work that you've been putting in, whether it is at your job or in certain businesses or projects or endeavors, you're finally going to earn the fruits of your labor in the next 2 weeks. So it looks like money is coming in for you in terms of your hard work. So you're definitely earning that reward, and then you can really enjoy yourself there on the stage and be proud of yourself, Leo. I think you've earned it. A lot of Leos are very hardworking individuals and are very determined and never give up. So despite this energy, of having to deal with perhaps situations that can be a little bit cold, seeing that you are very warm-hearted individuals, actually, Leos, but for some reason you have to deal with this kind of energy, this air element energy. You have things to look forward for as well when it comes to your hard work and when it comes to your businesses or projects, or at work, maybe a promotion. But you're definitely feeling like you're good. Like you have money saved up or you're well secured. This is a card of feeling secure for yourself. Okay, so in the next 2 weeks, your money may be coming in that makes you feel much more secure in your environment, financially, materially, but you're definitely feeling that level of achievement and you can stand up and feel proud of yourself, I feel, in the next 2 weeks, Leo. Okay. All right, and the last fire sign is Aries. So let's see what they have to say for my lovely Aries. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is really suggesting that you are juggling back and forth towards certain situations. Some things, it's really hard to really make a decision. I feel Aries are going to be contemplating a lot in what choices to make right now at this time, the next 2 weeks. Things may be a little bit clouded for Aries at this time. They're really going to need to step back and think because there are 2 good opportunities here and he's juggling between both of them. But yeah, it could get a little bit stormy if he stays there juggling. The waters are getting a little bit turbulent, yeah, and a bit cloudy. So it can get a little bit cloudy and messy. So make sure that you really step back in what you really want and not stay too long juggling back and forth because things can get a little bit emotional, can get a little bit turbulent. So you want to avoid that, okay, Aries? So this could be perhaps job opportunities that are approaching, making choice on what to invest in more, certain things that will help you out in the long run, or certain things that can make you happy. Maybe you are multitasking between 2 things. So this is the multitasking card. So you may be multitasking between your job and then a business. So you could be doing 2 things at a time. And you're really debating, I feel, which one to put more focus on, whether to be your full-time job or to be on this project you're working on or this business or investment perhaps that you are putting so much effort in. So, but it looks like you're really drawn to one. One is putting more of your attention. And I think you should follow that pursuit. I think you should follow your gut feelings. I think gut feelings are very important. So you are very drawn to one investment. So make sure you follow it through. Okay. All right. So let's see what Spirit has to say for Aries. Okay. Solar plexus chakra. So Sagittarius, I think, got this too. Yeah, so you're going to really need to work on your solar plexus chakra, Aries. I think you are lacking confidence in yourself and in your decisions and in your choices. And I think because you lack confidence in what you want, to achieve, there's delays, right? And because there's delays, things get a little bit turbulent. And I think that's why you have the Two of Pentacles and things are getting a little bit emotional, right? And a bit cloudy and confusing because you're doubting yourself, you're doubting in your own self-confidence. And so in order to work on that, in order to be confident in what you want to do and your decisions, work on your solar plexus, get a crystal, put a citrine crystal on your solar plexus, it's 2 fingers above your belly button and just meditate on it. Set the intention as the crystal to heal that part of you that needs to be healed. Perhaps certain people have damaged your solar plexus, have damaged your confidence in the past, and that needs healing, right? So that's gonna help you be more confident in yourself and your decisions. And I think that's the culprit right here, is the lack of confidence in yourself that is making you constantly juggle back and forth. So once you once you gain the confidence and heal that part of you, you'll be able to know what to do and be firm in that decision, okay? And that way things don't get so turbulent, okay? So that's the message for Aries. Very similar message to Sagittarius. Sagittarius has kind of the same message as well, okay? All right, so that was the fire signs. Let's see for the air signs, okay? So let's take a look at the air signs. Let's start with Gemini. Gemini, what's in store for you for the next 2 weeks? Page of Wands. So Gemini, I think you are being more extroverted than usual, trying to put that effort in communicating. Perhaps you lack communicating with others, or expressing yourself in general. So the Page of Wands is really suggesting that in the next 2 weeks, you're really going to push yourself to get out, to be a bit more out there and communicate with other people and express yourself, and probably get out more, saying that now it's summer, you get to enjoy the nice air, the nice nature, instead of being indoors in quarantine, you know, for all these weeks and months. Now is a chance to have the opportunity to go out there and explore and see what nature has to offer. Nature can be very abundant and can heal you in certain times of needs, in certain emotional needs, emotional situations. Nature can really help you out in this case, okay? And yeah, it can it can be very healing to smell and breathe the fresh air, the fresh prana, right? So you're definitely going to be probably much more outdoors than usual. You could also be experiencing other things that are new to you, perhaps other new endeavors and projects that are quite exciting. Pages are inexperienced, it is news to them, but they're still very curious and very passionate. And I do see a pet there. Could be a guardian, could be an animal of yours that you could be enjoying certain activities with them as well, or with friends or with family members. But I do feel like it's more of an outdoor kind of energy. So I think you will be enjoying outdoor more than usual, Gemini, okay? And that's going to be very healing for you, and very necessary as well, okay? So definitely you're going to be exploring something new as well. Probably a new interest. I feel that you are passionate but new to it. Okay, let's see what else for you. Seek. There you go. And this individual is in nature. So I think you will be connecting with nature a lot. Okay, so so what this card is saying is that to really tune in and discover yourself, you really need to go within yourself, Gemini. I think nature can really help you out. Nature can really help you out in this time to heal and figure things out. Seek is the Hermit card as well. So you're also going to need some time alone to reflect on certain things that have affected you emotionally. Seek is also suggesting that you need to go within to seek certain answers within yourself. And I think when you do that, when you do get that sense of time, that peace within yourself, you're really going to discover things that you didn't know were possible. I feel like I think sometimes we get so lost in our day-to-day activities, in our routine, in our world, that we lose that inner connection with source, or inner connection with our higher self within us, that kind of clarify things for us. And sometimes when we look within, we notice, oh, I never thought of that. Oh yeah, actually that's a good idea. I might do that actually. So sometimes going within yourself and isolating yourself, retreating, helps a lot. Retreating in nature. So you see this individual here that is retreating and meditating and trying to figure things out for herself. Okay, or for himself, right? So that's going to be very healing for you, Gemini. And I think by going within and tuning in with nature and the animals and the wind, you know, you're going to really find your spirit, I feel. And by finding your spirit, you're going to discover answers that you didn't know were possible. You're going to feel, there's going to be more clarity, I feel, for you, okay? All right, so that was Gemini. Let's take a look at Libra. Okay, Libra, let's see what messages we have for you. Seven of Wands. So Libra, you may be a little bit defensive in regards to certain things, in regards to your belief systems. You know, there are a lot of things happening right now and on Earth, and I feel like you really want to stand your ground and really prove to people what's right and what's wrong. And I think this is a good time to really express that. A lot of people are expressing their opinions, are expressing themselves, bringing forth justice, defending certain things that are unfair, unjust. So this is a time where you really, really push yourself into expressing it to others on what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done. Okay, so this is a perfect time to do it. In the next 2 weeks, it looks like you're going to be very strong and firm in certain attacks or going against people who have different opinions than you, and you're very firm in your opinion, and you're really going to stand really strong and express your opinion. And even though you have a lot of people going against you, or situations or obstacles going against you, you're going to be very firm in your belief, and really going to stand your ground and really prove to people your message, and give people your message, and prove people what's right and what's wrong. Okay. This is also regarding situation, personal life situation as well. Maybe it hasn't been easy to deal with certain things, but you're very determined, and you're not going to give up until you actually achieve your goal. Okay, so this is what I see for Libra. Libra is very determined to get what they want. This next 2 weeks, they're going to be very firm and very determined. Okay, so wow, that's great. You have a lot of fire in you, Libra, in the next 2 weeks. Okay. All right. Let's see what else Spirit has to say for you. Crown chakra. So crown chakra is about awakening and realizing things beyond your understanding. So it's like something's going to be activated within you that it's going to make you see things differently. It's going to bring you a level of high awareness, and maybe it has something to do with what you are defending yourself in, what you are believing so strongly. And I think you're believing this so strongly because something has awoken inside of you. Your crown chakra has been highly activated, so there's definitely messages coming in regards to certain situations. You're definitely going through an awakening, Libra, and through this awakening you'll be able to have more strength in what you want to achieve, or have more strength in fighting any obstacles or opposition that may be going against you, Libra, because there's this strong sense of knowing. Okay, and this strong sense of knowing is going to help raise your vibration as well. I feel, Libra, as your vibration is rising, you're understanding things much more clearly. Definitely you have been receiving a light from Spirit, has been giving you some sort of light that makes you really firm in what you want to do, okay, and achieve. And so it looks like you're gonna really strive for it, Libra. Okay. All right, so that was Libra. Let's take a look at Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, so let's see what message we have for you, for my lovely Aquarius. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is suggesting that you're going to need to be a little bit patient in the next 2 weeks in whatever you're building. Things may seem like they're running slow. Your investments perhaps are running slow. Perhaps you're putting a lot of effort and work into something, but are not seeing the results as fast as you would like them to. Aquarius, this is the Spirit is telling me that your rewards are gonna come. Just be patient. It takes a while to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Your crops are still growing. You're nurturing them, which is good. Keep nurturing whatever you're doing, whatever you're building, but it's gonna take some time for them to fully mature. That's what I see. But they're maturing and they're growing little by little. It's a solid foundation. You're building a solid foundation for yourself, and you'll see that slowly you'll start to earn your investment, that all your hard work will pay off. It's just going to take a little bit more time. But the good thing is that each time you work on it, it's going to grow a bit more. So you'll be able to notice how much it's growing. And it's not ungrowing. It's not like it's decreasing. It's increasing every time you put effort. And it's like a plant. The plant is not going to stop growing and shrink. It's just going to keep growing and growing into a big plant or a tree one day, right? So your tree will come. It just will take some time before it fully matures and develops. But don't stop nurturing whatever you're doing. Be patient with it. And this could be regarding relationships too. If you're dealing with certain people, certain interactions, know that it will take time before it fully develops, it fully matures, right? You're trying to build a foundation with that individual, or you're trying to build a solid foundation for yourself when it comes to money, income, and security. So all that takes time. But I think it just requires you to just be a little bit more patient, right? To see the full results, okay? All right, so let's see what Spirit has to say for my Aquarius. Win or lose. Okay, so you have to be very careful how you express certain words, I feel. You may receive certain conflicts with other people, whether this is regarding family members, interactions with others. Trying to be diplomatic in your approach with situations. Try to be careful when you deal with others. Looks like a lot of people are very strong in their opinion in some sort of way, and there's nothing you can do about it. Everybody has their own opinion, so just be diplomatic and step back for a bit and be an observer instead, Aquarius, seeing that there can be a lot of conflicts around you, and other people can really affect you emotionally, right? So make sure that you don't get too involved in these situations, and make sure you just be the peacekeeper of these conflicts, because I do see conflicts coming up in the next 2 weeks regarding family members or friendships or interactions with others. There could be a little bit of tension, so make sure you are the peacekeeper and you keep the cool. You calm the storm instead of enhancing the storm. So this is very important, is to not enhance the storm, but instead calm the storm. Okay, so be the person in the middle that makes sure that everything gets resolved, that people start to understand each other, and make sure to remain diplomatic. Okay, and then maintain that peace with other people. Okay, so that's the message I get for Aquarius. So look forward for the projects that you're creating, look forward for the investments that you're building with people or with yourself, and just make sure that you stay level-headed, okay, and diplomatic with interactions with other people that are perhaps creating the conflict in the first place, right? Okay, all right, so that was the air signs. Let's see now, the last element is earth. So let's take a look at the earth sign. So let's start with Taurus. All right, Taurus. So let's take a look at your reading for the next 2 weeks. We have 8 of Wands, so that's great. 8 of Wands is about things moving very quickly for you. Things are progressing, are accelerating much more faster. If things were stagnant before, look forward for the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, things are going to be much more mobilized for you. Things are starting to progress. You'll see that things are advancing, whether it is your interactions with other people, whether it is requiring you to need to travel and move forward in things. Perhaps the quarantine has kept you a little bit stuck, has kept you a little bit stagnant, but now things are mobilizing again. So this gives you the opportunity to move on forward and mobilize everything around you again. And that's gonna really create a sense of joy within you and with other people. Okay, so definitely things are moving much more quickly. Perhaps communication with other people, messages, emails, text messages. Definitely you'll be receiving some sort of communication with others. So definitely I do see communication coming in from someone, or perhaps it's you putting forward that communication, saying that now it's a good opportunity to go out there and show yourself, or it's a good opportunity to be able to approach other people as well, saying that things are flowing naturally now in a positive way. Okay, so this is positive information coming in. This is positive communication. Yeah, so look forward for it. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say for you for Taurus. Master. Okay, so I relate this to the Devil card, as Master is the Devil card. So I think certain things could be a trigger for you for the next 2 weeks, Taurus. I do feel like, though, you do want to express your heart. You know, you're shielding your heart, Taurus. You're trying to close it off, but you can't help but allow it to illuminate, because that heart is really wanting to be illuminated and express itself. And I think your heart chakra is being more activated than usual, Taurus, but you're trying really hard to just shield it for some reason. You're trying to not allow that heart chakra to be boosted or to come out of the surface for some reason. You really want to chain it up for some reason. And, you know, I don't blame you. Perhaps certain things in the past has made you want to shield it, right? And prevent you from being vulnerable or expressing your heart. But there's something beautiful about the energy of love in general that boosts something within you and just magnetizes everything around you. And that magnetism is what brings actually fulfillment into your life. It is what raises your vibration. So activating that part of your chakra is actually beneficial for you, because it's actually going to raise you up, raise your vibration, not in a sense of status, not in a sense of money or anything that is related to, you know, ego pursuits. It's going to be more related with interactions, with receiving love in return, with the universe just showing you love in general. So activating the heart is actually much more beneficial for you because it brings forth more fulfillment and more happiness into your life, right? So it kind of melts the ice, basically. That's what I'm saying. It's like the vibrant sun, but it's the sun that comes from the heart, right? That's the source love. So you're really trying to prevent it for some reason, but don't be scared of it. Spirit is saying, don't be scared. Allow yourself to open up, and that's going to bring forth positive movement forward. I think this is like the positive energy moving forward to you as you raise your vibration with your heart chakra being boosted. I think things are just going to magnetize back to you very positively in a fulfilling manner. Okay, so don't allow certain things trigger you. Don't allow certain things bring out your shadow side. I think embrace the opposite of that. Embrace your heart chakra opening, and that's going to make you much more happy, Taurus. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at Virgos. All right, Virgos, so let's see what messages we have for you. For my lovely Virgos. Eight of Swords. So you may be overthinking at this time, Virgo. Certain things have clouded your mind. You're really unsure whether to pursue something. You're really unsure whether your interactions with others are positive or not. You're very insecure at this time for some reason. You really don't know what to think or what to do or what to say, perhaps, right? You may be overthinking a bit too much. So my best advice is to just let it go for a bit and just pursue the things that you feel is good, or just continue what you are doing. I feel like sometimes our thoughts and mind tend to freeze us and stop us from carrying forth what we think we need to do, or carrying forth what we feel passionate towards. Sometimes we're driven, we have an inner drive to do things, but our mind tends to freeze up the situation because there can be a lot of confusion, and this full moon can definitely bring confusion towards us with our interactions with other people. But try to pierce through the illusion. I think once you pierce through the illusion, you'll be able to kind of see the bigger picture, and just stick with your gut instincts and with your inner drive. I think if you just focus on what you're driven, other people will follow through. Okay, sometimes when we don't do anything and we just freeze up, nothing moves forward. So Spirit is recommending you to not get too stuck in your thoughts and not to overthink, and just do what you feel like you need to do. Okay, just stick with your inner drive. Okay, and that's going to push things forward. Maybe you're going to help other people to mobilize themselves as well if you don't allow yourself to freeze. You will help other people to move, I feel. Okay. And this could be related to jobs, interactions, business, or dealing with certain people, like relationships. If you want to initiate on a relationship, instead of overthinking about what the person is thinking about you, you make the move. You initiate. You step forward, right? You follow your inner drive, and then that's probably going to give the other person confidence to communicate back with you, right? So that's why it's not good to stick with our thoughts, our constant mental patterns, because sometimes it's not really what we think it is, right? Sometimes it can be actually positive. So that's it in regards to relationships. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say for you. So Virgo, you got to teach. So teach says that you have a lot of wisdom within you to give out to other people. You have a lot of knowledge, and I think a lot of people need to hear your voice and need to hear what you have to say. Teach people. Be stay in that pure state and inner knowing of certain things that you are very familiar with already, very aware of already. Perhaps people are needing of your assistance, are needing of your guidance. Okay, I think it's time for you to open up and not be so fearful. And I think with the Eight of Swords, it does tell you that you are pretty fearful of expressing yourself, of opening up, of explaining things that you know already. And I think with this card, Spirit is really recommending you to not overthink, to actually step forward and teach. Maybe you are a natural teacher, so don't be afraid and show your inner guidance towards other people, okay? So step forward, guide others, because a lot of people are requiring that guidance, okay? So don't be afraid to show what you know, okay? To express yourself and things that that have helped you in your life in the long run, right? Some people probably really need it, right? And they need to hear it. They need to hear from you. Okay, Virgo? So don't overthink. Just follow your drive and express your voice to others, okay? All right, so the last sign is Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. So let's see what messages we have for you. Okay. Karma. Okay, we have resurrection. So if things seem like they died down, Capricorn, look forward for the next 2 weeks. Things are mobilizing again. If it's regarding interactions with other people, looks like things are progressing again. Things are moving forward again. Things have been resurrected, let's just say, right? You can pursue the things that you want to pursue. Lots of movement forward. Things are coming quite quickly for you. So look forward for that. Karma is also about, oh, well, we are having a solar eclipse soon, right? So you do see the solar eclipse right there. So definitely the solar eclipse energy may be helping you out in this next 2 weeks. I think it's going to open doors of opportunities for you. I think it's something quite positive for you. It's like, oh, don't be afraid to do a little ritual during that time of the eclipse as well, to bring forth positive intentions for you. So I do feel like you may be doing that. You may be doing a little ritual or meditation during the eclipse, and that can really help you out and set yourself forward in a positive way in certain things that you want to achieve, in certain goals, right? Or interactions with other people. So this is a positive card for that. That's going to really help you out. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say for Capricorn as well. We have observe. So Spirit is telling you to step back a bit and observe the situation, and before moving forward in something that you're pretty passionate about, because I think you're very excited about this thing that's starting to move forward now very quickly. It is telling you to step back a bit and observe the situation carefully so that things can progress in a much smoother way, in a much more solid form. It is saying to surrender to certain things as well, to not always control situations, to be a little bit more flexible or go with the flow more. Allow things to resolve itself naturally, okay? And perhaps it's pretty hard for Capricorn because they want to set a structure for themselves and always have a plan for themselves, right? And I think what Spirit is saying at this time, these next 2 weeks, that's not necessary at this time, that right now actually what will benefit you is to step back and observe the situation and allow things to flow and to slowly solidify and form themselves at this time, and be the observer at this time. I really feel like it's telling you to really rejuvenate yourself and step back during these 2 weeks. Really connect with your inner spirit. I think Karma is definitely suggesting that, to connect to your inner spirit, to set that intention and observe the situation and how it will unfold. Okay, you will get certain messages perhaps from Spirit in telling you how you need to progress in certain things right now at this time. Okay, so it's quite opposite to your element, Capricorn. It is quite an air element, I feel. So you're gonna have to be more in tune with that element in order for things to progress in a positive way for you, Capricorn. Okay, but I think things will be resolved soon. You just have to surrender for a bit. Okay, but it's a positive surrender. Okay, because you know that things are flowing naturally and positive for you, and you start to see signs of that in the next 2 weeks. Okay, all right, guys. So that was the last sign. That was the earth signs. So that was Capricorn. So I hope you enjoyed this all signs reading for the next 2 weeks. Like I said, I will be uploading the water signs soon. I think either tomorrow or the next day. So it's just 3 more videos, and yeah, and you'll be able to take a look at your love reading. Okay, so okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this general reading for all the signs, and for the full moon in Sagittarius. So I know a lot of us have this desire to move on forward, because Sagittarius is all about traveling and expansion and learning, but we are pretty restricted at this time because of quarantine, and it can get a little bit suffocating. It can get a little bit you can have a lot of mental challenge with this happening, and with the full moon in Sagittarius, it can really enhance it even more, because the full moon is all about purging out those emotions, enhancing your emotions 10 times more. So whatever you've suppressed inside of you will come out forward even stronger, magnetized. So and Sagittarius is all about, expansion and moving forward. And if we feel a little bit trapped and concealed, we may overwhelm ourselves emotionally, saying that we can't do those things yet. But know that in time, slowly things will allow us to expand ourselves and be able to get out there more and travel. And I think it's making us face our emotional situations instead of running away from them, because traveling, helps us kind of run away from our emotions in a way, and run away from confronting certain pains. So I think the full moon kind of forces you to confront it, right? And not really letting you run away from it in that sense. And I think quarantine is also supporting that in a way. But once you release that purge, you'll feel much more better, much more lighter, and you'll see that things will slowly start to open for you, and you'll be able to move on forward again. Okay, all right guys, so I hope you enjoyed this general reading of the full moon in Sagittarius, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one. Bye.